shots fired at a Trump rally. That and more. Chris Talk starts right now. Let's get into it. Welcome, listeners, to the show. I am your host with the most, Chris Talks. All right, so we got some breaking news. This is coming from, what is it from? WRAL. This is live auto footage from apparently somebody was busting shots at a Trump rally. All right, let's get into it. Let's hit the audio for that. All right, let's get into it. Let's do it.
That chart's a couple of months old, and if you want to really see something that's said, take a look at what happened.
Move his spear. Hold. When you're ready. On you. Ready. Move. Up. Move. Go. Up. Hawkeye's here.
So here's what we know at this hour. What sounds like shots rang out. The former president grabbed his ear, and as he fell, was immediately surrounded by security behind the podium. And as you can see in these images, he was shortly rushed off the stage. This is an emerging situation. NBC's Dasha Burns is at that Trump rally north of Pittsburgh and joins us now.
All right, so that was some live audio from the actual incident, and we're going to play the reporter that is on the scene at that incident. So let's play her real quick.
Jose, we're still waiting to confirm a lot of the details here. A lot of question marks still up in the air. Here's what I can tell you from my vantage point, because I was standing right here as Trump first came onto the stage. He was just a few minutes into his speech at this rally. I was in front of a camera, and I was walking off of the press risers here down below to the ground level where all of the general attendants are, as we heard what sounded like gunshots ring out. My producer and I ran to take cover, as did several of the people that are in attendance here, most people ducking down, the press that were behind the risers, press that were at our media tables, ducking down under the tables as we weren't sure what was going on. Our crew who was up on the stage captured some of that video that you showed, the former president getting protected by his Secret Service. They covered him. He looked to have some blood on his face. It looked like his ear was bloody. A lot of chaos and confusion. No one was sure where the gunshots that sounded like gunshots were coming from. The former president, as we know, is now inside the motorcade. He may at this point be off-site. The folks here are now evacuating. A lot of confusion, some anger, people yelling at the press here, not sure what to make of what has just happened. The former president was just standing on the stage. He was talking about immigration under President Biden when all of this erupted into chaos. Again, just moments into his appearance here in Butler, Pennsylvania. So far, we're safe. Our crew is safe. We have not seen anyone injured. We have not heard of anyone injured yet, but certainly unexpected, confusing, and we are still waiting to find out what exactly transpired here, Jose.
So that was from the actual report that was on scene, that was live, that was happening. All right, so we're going to play a quick history of apparently the person who tried to commit this murder. All right, let's hit it.
FBI has identified 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks of Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, as the subject involved in the assassination attempt of Donald Trump. Crooks is accused of firing on the former president, who was speaking at a rally Saturday in Butler, Pennsylvania. Since the shooting, investigators have been hunting for clues as to why Crooks shot into the crowd with an AR-style weapon, injuring Trump and killing one rally goer.
So far, remarkably in this case, there just haven't been a lot of messages to emerge. We just don't really know what the motive is yet.
Investigative reporter Jim Mustian is part of a team of journalists reporting on the shooting for the Associated Press. He spoke with some of Crook's former classmates at Bethel Park High School.
I will say that the classmates who spoke out yesterday were pretty adamant that this was somebody who had been kind of mistreated in school and, was being made fun of at times.
Dr. Dean Hickman is chief of psychiatry at Auctioner Health. He says there were troubling ingredients in Crooks's background.
He said not to have many friends. He's not part of a friend group. He is bullied. He's wearing hunter camouflage clothes. That's a target of the bullying, but yet that maybe reinforces who he wants to be. He's a pseudo commando.
Hickman says it could be Crooks was angry at the world and out to inflict pain.
Whether it's a revenge or whether it's notoriety or I'll show them, it's just this sense of resentment that the world owes him, and he will go out in a blaze of glory, regrettably.
The FBI believes Crooks, who had bomb-making materials in his car, drove to the rally and acted alone.
The politics, I think, haven't really emerged as a factor yet in this. Again, they're still digging into what his potential motive was.
A Secret Service sniper shot and killed Crooks. Paul Murphy, WWL, Louisiana.
Crooks is...
All right, so that was a little bit of history. One tiny clip. But I got another audio clip for you real quick. I'm going to play this right quick that shows the history of this person. All right, let's get right into it. And as always, I'm going to give you my view and my opinion at the end. All right, let's get into that clip again. Come on, let's do it.
2 summers ago, he was the high school graduate, Thomas Crooks. Now, he's the man who tried to kill a president, to change the course of American history. His family home in Bethel Park is now a crime scene, just south of Pittsburgh. It's about 40 minutes drive from the spot where he took the shots. The FBI are leading the investigation. More than a dozen guns were found in a search of the house, and it's been revealed that Crooks's father called the police after the shooting to say that he was worried that his son and gun were missing. They are piecing together his movements and his motive. Publicly, at least, they've revealed very little about either. Those who know him remember a bright, respectful, quiet man.
I want to say he was a loner more because he was quiet, but he was just bullied. He was bullied so much. This is where I live. The fact that it's coming out of here is just mind-boggling. Never would have thought that.
Investigators have, we're told, been unable to identify an ideology that could have inspired him. We know he's registered as a Republican and yet donated once to a left-leaning political group. He was certainly not overtly political. But beyond the unknowns, here is the bigger picture. This past weekend has jolted a nation already politically fractured, siloed. In a more stable environment, the shooting might prompt introspection, but it doesn't feel like it here. Signs of the fevered debate are all around. The election is just 3.5 months away. Ginny and Barry Warthier have lived in the area for 51 years. At first glance, their flag looks like it's for Trump, but it's not. Their message is a different one. There it is.
Jesus, 2024, make our country godly again.
It's a play.
It's different, yes. It's a prayer. And this morning, some woman even stopped and said, could I take a picture of your flag? We need this, people to see this. Yeah. So we do need to get back to where we were. We've never had rhetoric like this in my 75 years. Never.
You're worried?
Yeah, we are worried. I mean, we have great-grandchildren, grandchildren. What's our future like?
The fist is a mark of the man, defiance that will prompt different interpretations across the country. Donald Trump's brush with the bullet has reframed so much here.
All right, folks. So that was a couple of different versions of the situation. I want to thank what was the last one? What was the last one that we I think it was CBS or whatever. But whatever. I want to thank all the stations for their intel. So let's just give them a round of applause. But that's what we have so far on the attempt at a Trump rally. Uh, let's get into it. All right, I got a couple of things to say. First and foremost, let's give a dummy buzz. First, we got to give a dummy buzzer to this guy for what he tried to do. Then we got to give a dummy buzzer to the Secret Service. Double that. And let's drop a bell real quick. For even though he did what he did, we still got to drop a bell for the person that lost their life in this situation. Look, I know. You're probably like, why you drop a bell for him? And he tried to kill Trump. I understand.
Bruh.
But at the same time, it is a human life, and we respect all human life on this podcast. So we still did it. Now let's get into the allegations and the conspiracies of this situation.
Bruh.
Now, first and foremost, I have to say this. I don't understand why this took place at all. And I don't understand, which is just so puzzling. It's so puzzling to me. Is this person's political view? Because he was a Republican, and out of nowhere, he just attempted to take Trump out.
Bruh.
We don't want to say the word because we don't know if it was. We know it was an attempt on a former president's life, all right? But we don't know. We don't want to label it the A word.
Bruh.
We don't want to do that. Just not quite yet until we get just a bit more information. But I will say this. Statistically, and a lot of times statistically, and a lot of times, and I mean a lot of times,
Bruh.
all right? You could I guess you could trace it back. What's this? Caliban and so many different other mass shootings. Okay, if you could trace it back to that, a lot of these guys, they were loners.
Bruh.
And this guy was a loner.
Bruh.
It just so happened that a lot of, I guess I don't know. I don't know if I should call him put him in the category of like baby geniuses or something like that.
Bruh.
But when there's these group of people, they're just smart, very smart, and when they're very smart, they don't fit in with everybody else. They don't fit in with what we can call regular society. And I would say a lot of times the reason why these people, they don't fit in with regular society is because they're advanced for whatever reason. They're advanced. They don't see society the way regular civilians see it. To be honest, I think they see all the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And they know that society is made and based off of bullshit. You know what I mean? So, I mean, they see what everybody else can't see. If you could say, some people are called a higher form of this, what they call this crap, the Matrix. That's a bunch of bullshit. Ain't no God, like, for real. Ain't no fucking Matrix, bro. We're not living in no simulation or no computer. I know nothing. I can't believe that. I'm sorry. A lot of people put that out. I can't believe it. All right. In a computer, as far as I'm concerned, in a computer or simulation, you at least get 3 lives, right?
Bruh.
Where's the 3 lives in this video game? You understand what I'm saying? Like, come on. Let's be honest. Let's be serious. How many video games you know feel pain? Okay. I give you a second to think about that. All right, that's enough. Okay. So let's get back into it. This I'm not gonna say the A word, but this A word attempt on Trump is I don't understand it. To me, it's just ridiculous because the man is so young. It just doesn't appeal to me because the man is so young. But at the same time, a round of applause to ex-President Trump for doing what he had to do. I mean, this dude is 70-something years old and he dodged a bullet. I mean, like literally speaking, dude dodged a bullet. It was like son went and he dodged it. He didn't care. Son went and he dodged off 5 bullets. Maybe Trump, if you want to speak about the Matrix, maybe Trump is Neo. I don't know. Because I watched the footage over and over again, and Trump pulled the Matrix, son. You know what I'm saying? He dodged the bullet. Son went, and he was like, woo. I don't have the sound effects to do. Do we have that sound effect? No, we don't have that sound effect, right? But maybe he just went. You watch the Matrix. I can't make the sound. Oh. Yeah, I know it's very sad, very very sad. I can't make the y'all know how it sounds.
Bruh.
And maybe he did one of those. If we in the Matrix, then maybe he just might be Neo because he just dodged that bullet. I don't think Biden, and I don't think Biden could have dodged that bullet. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Trump. And I think I don't think the response was very good, but I think Trump's response to the situation was really good. I mean, he got hit, he ducked, he got out the way, he allowed the Secret Service to do what they had to do, and then they did their job kind of late, but
Bruh.
They still did their job. Better late than never, right?
Bruh.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't 50 say that in this one of his songs? He said, better a son than a hole in the head, right? Da, 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 da. And they start buzzing. I don't know. My audience, y'all post that up. If I'm right, post that up. He said better something than a hole in the head.
Bruh.
But same thing with Trump. And that guy, there's a lot of people that have different conspiracy theories, different speculations, and all that stuff. Because there was one theory that was floating around that I was focusing on that kept on saying that Trump, quote unquote, like hired somebody to do this.
Bruh.
I'm gonna tell you this, and this is why I throw that theory out the window. Why in the would I fucking hire you to try to fucking assassinate me? What type of bullshit is that? I'm just being honest. What type of bullshit is that? I mean, I would probably hire you to f me up, but not try to kill me. Like, come on, come on. Let's be real. Ain't that much publicity in the fucking world to get. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. That's just the one I want to throw. Everybody else, whatever theory you have, I understand that. But that one, I want to throw out the window. But there are a lot of questions to ask, and I think in time, um, they'll be revealed. But at no point do I think that this was like a publicity stunt or something to gain followers or something to gain votes or something to get people to follow him. This is a serious situation. And as we know, as we all know, this has happened before. I mean, are we forgetting about what's the House Speaker name? What's the skinny Caucasian lady name? What's the skinny old Caucasian lady name? Whatever her name is. Her husband was attacked and beat. All right? All right? Nancy Pelosi. Okay? Her husband was attacked and beat. Now, what political part did he play in what she did? None. None. You understand what I'm saying? So, on that point, I just want to make sure I'm clear on that. And I do want to say this. A lot of people, they clowning the Secret Service and all that stuff. I understand this situation, but let's not forget when the cameraman threw the shoe at George Bush. Okay, the Secret Service was there to protect him, and let's not also forget that the last what was it? The last attempt on a president's life, or even somebody running for a presidential candidate, was 1981. It's 2024. That's how tight the Secret Service is. That's how tight they've held down any president, vice president, yeah, since they've been in office, whether they have been currently in office or former, they have protected them very well since then. And if you watch the video, I mean, come on, it's a little late. It's probably a couple of seconds delay, but they were right on him. They were right on him, and I still shout out to them, man. Give them applause. Shout out to them. They did do some Matrix joint on him, like when Neo was covered by the Agent Smiths. You know what I'm saying? And it was like 30 of them on there. They did cover the president very well. They formed a pretty good human show. You know what I'm saying? So applause to them for that one. So I mean, I don't know. I don't think they should. I think a lot of people that's on these platforms. I think a lot of y'all. I don't know if this get turned into a short or whatever, but I think a lot of y'all are clowning the Secret Service, and they have protected presidents for years and decades. Okay, yeah, this guy got in. He got close, and that's something that needs to be investigated, because how did he get so close? That's something to be investigated. These are questions that are to be asked.
Bruh.
And I'm pretty sure at some point the answers will be revealed to us. You understand? But, there's plenty of questions. Why was the building full of cops and this man was still able to reach the top?
Bruh.
There's allegations that there was a cop on top of the building, but he didn't shoot this guy.
Bruh.
There was also allegations, well, there's videotape of the guy firing a gun. Why these people were telling the cops that this guy is at the top.
Bruh.
There's a whole bunch of allegations. There's a whole bunch of video floating around. Let's see how long it lasts.
Bruh.
And let's see what actually comes out and what we can find out. But by the grace of God, and I'm gonna say that,
Bruh.
President Trump survived, and he only ended up with Evander Holyfield. Like, he good. That's what he ended up with Evander Holyfield. Like, bro. Like, yeah.
Bruh.
He good. He going home to his family tonight. He gonna get some oatmeal tomorrow.
Bruh.
Cheese crackers.
Bruh.
You know how them Caucasians though. They good. They said he was on a golf course within like a few hours. After that, yeah, I guess he was a few hours after that. And I don't know. Our next story about we gotta dig that up. I ain't going to get into that right now. But he did choose. I don't know. Some guy he was talking about to choose for his VP.
Bruh.
I'll check into that story about somebody that he was choosing. Was talked about being his VP or whatever. But I don't know. At this moment, the man is home. He's in whatever, and he's safe. So don't knock the Secret Service too hard. You know what I mean?
Bruh.
They doing their job. All right, that's my view and that's my opinion on this particular topic. All right. All right, listeners. Yeah. I don't know. We should check The Simpsons. I'm gonna check The Simpsons and see if there's some prediction of this.
Bruh.
Sometimes these motherfuckers be on point. So,
Bruh.
I mean, we gonna check that. Other than that, I want to thank all my listeners for tuning in. You could be anywhere else in the world, but you are here with me, and I so appreciate that. Also, stay blessed and not stressed. All right, you guys. Y'all already know if y'all like the content and want to hear more of it. All of the list and all that bull crap is up there. Check us out on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Again, thank you for tuning in. Until next episode, ladies and gentlemen, I see y'all later. Peace out.